remember this thing that I did in the intro video where I had two cameras, one facing this direction and one up there for capturing the old mug here. Had that all set up, ready to go, recorded the whole thing for this build video, got to editing, and I realized that I forgot to do the one key thing that you should really do before filming your face, which is look in a mirror. So, episode 1 here. I thought we would make, as I had already mentioned, the First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. Can you see that? Is it in frame? More or less. As I had said, I got this back on Father's Day. I just opened it, and I started recording and just opened it and then totally flubbed my words. So, I put it all back in the box. You know, try and keep the illusion. Ignore the fact that it's like that. So anyway, let's open this up and let's just have some fun building it. Why not? I've been looking forward to this for, well, since Father's Day. So, go figure. Alright, what do we got? 2, 3, weird, different factories. 1, 4, okay, so 1, 3, and 4 were made in one place, and number 2 made in another. At least I'm guessing. Okay, that's new. Instruction book in the bag now, eh? And little tiny stickers. Alright, well, I guess this would be the logical place to start. You know what I need to do? I need to set this up so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, back to it now. Now I can see that you're in frame over there and make sure. Well, I might just keep you over here. You're number 2, number 3, number 4. I said number 4. There we go. Okay, we don't need you anymore. Bag number 1. And a little bag. A mini bag. I can see faces. I can also see minifigures. So I'm gonna guess we're gonna start with the minifigures. Look at that, I was right. I'm scowling. Can you see that? There we go. I'm mad. Well, that's kind of neat. They got little hoses on their helmets now. Alright. One little man. Here. And over there. And 2 little men. He's just as angry. Look at him. Just as angry. Why does he have to be so angry? Is it because his TIE Fighter was stolen? There. Talk about clones. Alright, step 1. Here we go. You see the, do you need to see? Do you care about seeing the instructions? So we'll put you over there. And we can build you here. Look at that. 1x2 plates. 1. Watch me as I sort through pieces. And one of these. Look at that. Something tells me we're making a cockpit. I don't know why I would think that. You can see my face. Well, you can see my face anyway, but probably don't want to see the corner of my face on this camera here. Alright. 1 of 2. Let me bring you over so you can sort of see. I don't know, does it matter? You can let me know if it matters. If you want to see the instruction booklet that says I make them or not. Alright. Now, I honestly haven't watched many other videos on YouTube of people making Lego. I think the most I've viewed would be from Vangelis when he was doing lots of the Creo Transformers and stuff. So, how the typical format goes, I guess you could say I am rather oblivious to. As I said, this is all kind of new to me. But all I can do is try. There we go. Look at that. I'm already on step 6. Look at me go. Bear with me. Where do we go? Right here. Right in the corners. Oh, launchers. Because, be careful. Because if you put these launchers in wrong, you'll take a cannonball to the face. Alright, so don't put them in wrong. Just FYI. See, if I did that, I would have to dodge a cannonball. Alright, so there we go. They're in there right. You can't blame me. Okay, now we need... Now, once upon a time, I would remember all the technical names and terms for all these different pieces. I don't think it's a prerequisite, but what do I know? Where are you? See, here we go. I saw it just there it is. I saw it just a second ago, and you spend more time looking for it the second time around. There we are. Oh, and we need a flat plate. Flat plate, where do you go? Right there, don't you know? Sorry. So sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot. The orange doohickey. I love that almost, at least I think, all, maybe only the bigger sets, not the little $20 ones, but at the very least, most of the sets are now coming with these, which is awesome. Remember the first time I got one, it was the old gray one, way back in the day, and it was like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Because especially if you build a set and then you leave it for long periods of time, like years, and then you take it apart, some of those pieces can just be fused together. And by the time you're done, your fingers are yelling at you. Oh, and we need single studs. I hope you guys don't want me to call out like every piece that I need and where it's going. Because although that would help me talk my way through this, I think that would get pretty boring. Anyway, here we go. Step 12. We have a thing. It rattles. It flops. I didn't actually mean to do that, but it's sturdy. Look at that. No pieces came off. Alright, step number 13. Here we go. We need one of these guys. We need a 3 by 2 or 2 by 3 or whatever. Look at that. Look at that. We need some of you. By the way, that noise in the background was the dehumidifier, because I'm in the basement. That's right, kids. I'm in the basement. There we go. Now we have a slightly bigger thing. We need you guys. There we go. Oops. Out of the way. There. Sorry. Coffee break. Alright. You go him. And you go him. You here and you. The red one goes here. Kind of enjoy how like one small odd shaped section of this TIE fighter is red. Just kind of sets it apart, I guess. Is this right? Yes, this is right. And we need that thing that I saw. There it is. There we go. Step 20. We're getting somewhere. Inner step here. One of those. And we need one of those. Alright, so you go here. You go here. 120 of 54. So I'm almost nowhere near finishing. Alright, so we got some, I'm gonna guess these are engines. Little, I think they're probably droid heads. I can't even see that, there you go. What am I doing? Next stage, 3 by 1. Whatever, 1 by 3. Ah! Alright. And oh, get in there. Or at least an attempt at a joke. There. Now we have a thing. And then you insert yourself here. Right? Not missing anything on that. Wow, that feels really sturdy actually. I mean, primarily they're made for kids who are going to like throw them across the room, so I guess they kind of want to make them as structurally sound as possible. I really got to pay attention because you're probably just looking at my hands doing this, and that's probably very boring, so I really got to learn to pay attention. And again, I shall apologize and ask that you bear with me. Someday I might even get used to what I'm doing here. This is video number 1, so, you know, well, video number 1 for actual building of anything. Also got to try and pay attention to make sure I don't run out of space on my recording devices. Someday I might have a proper camera. Someday. Oh, we have steering. We have controls. I have you now. And my finger's in the way. Look at that. Look at me show you how cool this controller is, eh? Look at that. Look at the steering in the cockpit. Isn't that awesome? It keeps falling out as I keep trying to grab it. Isn't that awesome? Look at that, right in there. See it? You see it? Right in there? You see? I'm just gonna pray that you can sort of see that. Not yet. So currently, I have no feedback to go on. Here, have some guns, because you're TIE fighter pilots, you need guns. It's not like you're flying in a large ship that has giant cannons on it. Have some pistols. You can't even see these guys at all, can you, on that camera? They're just little black nubbins. They've got nice detail on them, though. Yeah, as per usual. I need to get a backlight, cause he's just shiny and black. Alright. Bag number 2 from whatever factory you came from. You know, that is satisfying. I don't know why. I've always found that part. Opening the box is alright, but opening the pieces, opening the bags, and hearing that. This guy isn't as angry, look at him. This guy seems a little more just focused and content with his life. Will you focus on that? Will you focus on that? You won't. Thanks, iPad. Someday I might have a nice camera. Go on. Oh, there we go. I said the right. I don't know why, but that's just the derpiest looking helmet in person. Is it for like headbutting people? You can't see out of it. There we go, Mr. Derpy Helmet. You don't get a gun, because you fire the main cannon anyway. Why is there a Death Star main cannon gunner in a TIE Fighter set? I'm not complaining, but I am questioning. I'm sure someone will correct me. Well, actually, he's the who's it in charge of the what's it. I don't even know what time it is. Alright, we got those two pieces on. Now we need the little archway to go over top. There. We need our, oops, roof tiles. New roof tiles? I don't know. I can't remember what they're called. There. I don't know why. I enjoy the color scheme. I like the black and red. And I enjoy the fact that the majority of it is, you know, gray as well. I never understood the older TIE Fighter, Interceptor Bomber, those sets, why they were black and blue. I mean, I know the original films, they had like a slight hint of blue, but they're full on blue in the sets. They're blue. I don't get it. So I enjoy the fact that the more recent ones are just gray, because it makes more sense to me, even though there was that faint hint of blue. It makes more sense to me that they're gray. I'm pretty sure they've got a color out that would somewhat closely match the bluish hue to it, but eh. Alright. But I am not overly, as I've said, I'm not overly up to date on all of the recent LEGO sets, because I have no money. There we are. Beautiful. The longer. Hello, dehumidifier. Thank you for coming and ruining my audio. A smart person would turn it off first, but alright, can you even see what I'm doing? Oh, I'm missing something. I'm missing a little hat for this one. There we go. There we are. Stickers! I am not the biggest fan of stickers, but I prefer it when they actually, you know, print on the pieces. It just gives it that little extra bit of value. It's moderately straight, I think. More or less. I understand that stickers are probably much cheaper to produce than special custom made, well, not custom, but special plates with angles printing on them. Not bad. That, well, not fully lining up. Can you see that? Probably not. Right about now, you're wondering, why am I watching this? If you didn't wonder it half an hour ago. Look at that. There. So we have different archway on the front and the back. Isn't that interesting? Editing, that's not going to be any fun. There's going to be so much editing. So much editing. These guys. I'm not a big fan of these guys. I know. It's not the more recent one, which was probably like 6 years ago at this point, but the walking AT-AT, the walking AT-AT, whatever you want to call it. To turn it on, you have to open the side panels on the side of it, and the side panels are held on by 4 of these single things, and it's just like, this opens easily, but when you get 4 of them, you try and open it up, and it just ends up ripping these things off. It's silly. You know, I didn't even realize, as I was talking earlier about the blue, and I was holding this in my hand, and it didn't even dawn on me that there were going to be blue parts in this. I mean, they're going to be hidden, so it doesn't really matter. We need 3 of these. Nice, smooth, round covering plates. I like that. Times 2, yeah, so I'm good. Interesting little front plates. Can you really see the blue that much? Huh. Can you? Or does it get covered? Oh, it gets covered. Okay. Yes, they get covered. Every time I look at the engines, I get that horrible... I shouldn't say horrible, but let's face it, in reality, it must have been horrible to try and produce that sound, that screech that they make as they go by. Moving on. What are we doing now? We're doing those little bumpers. I don't know why they look like little bumpers to me, but they do. Little round pieces with a flat top. Bumper. And the humidifiers off again. And we need the little pew-pews. Here we go. Pew. Oh, we're going upside down. Engine that way. Oh, hello. We're missing this too. On there. And click. And we need you. Collect. And upside down you go. Why not? Another one. We're making the little covers for the things that I was talking about earlier. Yes, we are. Look at that. We need 2 of them. I guess that makes sense because they're going on both sides. You and a flat piece. And, upside down. There we go. And the flat piece and upside down. There we go. We got our 2. And they go right here. There we go. It's really shining the top lights, eh? You can make out the color, different colors of the different lights that I have. Look at that. Here we go. We got very warm yellowy light. We have very cold top light. White balance. And we fold them in. Look at that. And yes, they cover the blue rather nicely. Almost like they knew what they were doing. 2 and a top plate. And a top flat piece. And a bracket with a flat piece. There we go. And another one. Whoops. One-handed. Not working out for me here. There we go. I wonder if you can... Whoa! Some lag on my AirPlay. All of a sudden my head was there. I'm hoping you're not getting a horrible view of the side of my face as I'm doing this. Alright, let's get these covers on. There we go. Still, oh, there we go. Not too shabby. We get windows. Time for windows. This is Windows 3. This was the top one. I have to say these are a little bit nicer. I don't know if they're bigger. I think they're probably the same size as the old style ones, where it was like the full block that went in. I kind of like them a little bit more. They're just a little bit more, and it's not all transparent around. They're a little more subtle, and of course they are, openable easily. All right. Guess that means it's time to make sure I'm still recording. All right. Let's make an aerial, everybody. Because why not? Let's see if you fit better. Not really. You're about the same. Alright, that's fine. And you give me a size, number 3, 1-to-1, but there's only one in that bag. Ta-da! Aerial. thought it sat back a little bit further. I thought it was back here on the actual movie model. I could be wrong. I mean, I didn't pay that close attention to it, and it's not like I went and researched it. But again, I'm not complaining. All right. Oh, I see. So bag 3 and 4 are exactly the same, minus one bag has a little dude in it, and one bag has the missiles in it. Well, let's just do it one at a time. We're getting somewhere. Let's step around. I don't know. It doesn't say. It says step 1 on that page, but that's just one of that. 52. This guy's just like, oh, we got another bag. Woo-hoo. This guy kind of looks like he's been around the block. He's got a little bit of gray hair going on. A little bit of the almost Spock-like, upturned eyebrow. Like, can you see? Will it focus? It will not. There's your legs. All right. I need a hat. You need a fuzzy hat. There we are, fuzzy hat. Sorry, I don't know. Kind of looks like one of those fur hats. Oops. Don't knock your coffee off the table. That would be tragic for the loss of coffee. And it would also be tragic for the destruction of my beautiful TARDIS cup. So just don't do it. You got that. You got it. Whoops. It would help if you built it the right way around. Go. Nicking that piece. Good. There. So, yeah, my phone told me that was the maximum video size, which was, what, it was 45 minutes almost, or probably exactly. So I took it out of the little holder I've got for it, and the battery was down to 40% from 100, and it was just piping hot. Just smoking. Oh. Decade old, but it's still running. I mean, honestly, you can't complain about that. You can complain all you want, and I do, about, built-in obsolescence and, very obvious, the phone works great one day, and then you update the operating system on it, and it runs like absolute crap right afterwards, which, is obviously within a month or two of them releasing a new iPhone. It is so blatant. It was just after the big 5 or no, it wasn't this. Well, maybe it was the 6. Can't remember. It's probably after the 5 released. Within like a month or so, it was one of the last, but not the last updates for the operating system on it, and I updated it, and it just turned into a brick. What? Where? There you are. Okay, I was gonna say there. Tricky. Anyway, so it's upstairs, currently uploading. Well, it's not uploading the video, but it's copying it to my computer, and because it's got horrible transfer rates, it's gonna be a while. Almost 4 gigabyte video. Keeping an eye on the time. Hooray! Into darkness we plunge. Got to fix that. Right in there, right in there, right in there, right in there. Oop. I looked at two different places at the same time. Don't ask me how I do it, and I ended up picking up the wrong piece. Look at that. It's like a shield. An old-timey 90 tower shield. Well, not really, but... Now these are new, aren't they? I've never seen these ones before. And these ones too, actually. Come to think of it. Never seen those ones before either. Whether or not they're new, they probably aren't. They could have been out for years by now at this point, but they're new to me. I'll make another one, since I have to make two. It says two. Make two, silly. There you go. You have two. And you go here. Very pretty. Look at that. Isn't it pretty? And we need to fill in with you. And fill in with you. And fill in with you. Whoops. There we go. Angle them ever so slightly. Looks like an X-Wing. Fun fact, the X-Wing, the one, it was like the, I don't know if it was the special edition. It wasn't like the big Ultimate Collector one, but it was the regular scale one. It came with Luke, Wedge, Han, Leia, and Chewie, I think. And you could swap out the identification plates from 3 and 5, I think. Red 3, Red 5, or whatever it was for Wedge. Anyway, that was the first. That was the start of it all. That was the first Lego kit that I bought as a... I don't want to say as a collector, because it wasn't really my intention at that point to go friggin' haywire with it. But anyway, that was kind of, it wasn't my first Lego ever. You know, I had Lego as a kid, and I bought, I think the first Lego Star Wars set I bought was the really old one, back when they still made the with the just basic yellow minifigures. It was Obi-Wan and one of the sentry droid, you know, the ones that wrapped up into a ball and rolled away in those movies that we shan't mention. That was the first Star Wars Lego that I bought, and then I never bought another one for, well, until the X-Wing, but it was playing the first Lego Star Wars video game. I remember seeing that on a shelf way back when. And just thinking that it was, honestly, I thought it was the dumbest thing. I just laughed. I was like, that is so silly. Or should I say stupid? I thought it was just the stupidest thing. Lego Star Wars video game. What are you thinking? And then a friend of mine had mentioned that they had played it and told me, oh, that's not right. That is not right. You are too big. Whoops! Pulling it apart. Get over there. Anyway, they mentioned that him and his wife, they played it and loved it and told me all about it. And I was like, alright, I'll give it a try, I guess. Within 5 minutes, I was laughing so hard I was crying. especially the first one, right, where they just mumble. There's and the humor in it with the mumbling was spot on. Now I've got to go and get myself some Lego. Anyway, how's that for a long and uneventful and boring story for you? But somewhere around that time, I decided to go and get myself the X-Wing, and that's what started the long and ridiculously expensive crusade that has been my Lego collection. Anyway, moving on. Fine then, be that way. There we go. There we go. Once again, I have to remember to keep this in frame because you might actually want to see what I'm doing. There we are. Flip her over. I need 2 of these. Right smack in the middle. Right smack in the middle. Yep. Oops. Not quite. It is stupid hot here. Whoa, what are these? I have never seen that piece before. I probably won't even focus on it. This little, I don't know, is it supposed to be rollerblades for a minifigure? Let's see, I'm gonna imagine so. Some sort of old disco style rollerblade piece. Such a thing exists. That is amazing. Alright, I've never seen those pieces before. Okay, so they go on here then, I guess. Oh, here we go, some stickers. What way do they want? Those go. Can you see that? No. Oh, shining in the light doesn't help, does it? Well, again, yeah, it's just black on my screen, but hopefully you can see that detail on there. It's quite a lovely thing. And for these guys, there we are. Keep it in the frame. Right there. The math behind this. The math behind Lego always astonished me. These guys? Yep, these guys. 1. Here, 2. Oh, I got an extra skateboard. Or rollerblade. Whatever you want to call them. Roller skates. Disco party time. And keeping it back in frame. I have to say, making the intro video was a ball ache. Coming up with what to say. I never wrote anything down. There was never any script to read or anything like that. Look at that. Look at that. Like the math behind that. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. Solar panel. And, oh, look. With multilingual sound action. Click or click. Oh, Canada. I live in Canada, so we have the, yeah, everything's got to be in English and French. Okay, so you... Boom. There we are. That's the way she wants to go. Lots of Well, there's your problem. You're missing something. Alright. You get to watch me do it all again! Hooray! Oh, is it that time again? Hooray! Lighting fail number 400. Light, come back on, please. If you stuck with it this long, you are a champion. And blade. There is an extra one. Yes. 2 extra roller blades. Come here, you. No. Yeah, Mr. Derpy here. You get roller blades. Oh, if he only had a rocket pack on his back. Yep, it's been, what, 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Here we go. Let's see if I can get the click and click. 1, 2. Beauty. That's a pretty little thing, isn't it? Alright, let's have a look at this scrumptious, tasty little bit of TIE fighter. This set contains about an hour-long build of a gorgeous TIE fighter, 4 minifigures, and is brought to you by the letter H. This was a nice little set to build, I can't complain. The overall shape is very pleasing to the eye. Hits all the right marks out of what you would expect from a TIE fighter build. The color scheme is quite a nice little inverted take on your typical TIE fighter with the, instead of gray with black panels, you've got the black with gray panels, and this nice little slice of red on the side, sort of war woundy like, just to signify that, you know, they are the bad guys because they're black and red. And all bad guys, as you well know, wear the black and red pajamas nowadays, so there you go, just in case you were doubting. The overall shape and design gives it a really nice chunk to it, as opposed to the actual screen models of TIE fighters, which kind of look more like, you know, eyeballs in space. Well, I guess in this case it would be an eyeball with a slight and gross case of pink eye, but you get the idea. Detailing is nice on this one too. You got the nice little aerial on the back that apparently can makeshift a gun if you so desire. I don't know why you would want to. The side of the panels here is not quite as nice as some of the other ones I've seen, but I'm not going to argue, it lines up nice. And in the end, you got some nice detail stickers that you can't see. So there you go. Nice detail on the side panels, but sad face. Nothing inside. Oh well, nothing a little bit of mocking up can't fix, I guess. Engines. You've got 3 opening cockpit lids, 1 on the top, 1 on the back, and if you can see that, 1 on the front. To open up a nice little control area there with little, whoops, droidy steering wheels. And of course you've got the flick fire missiles right here, which, although it shoots green bolts, they're red. Confuses me all the time, but they work. They work. Ooh, hey, can you see? No, you can't see. Oh, watch. There we go. Alright, ready? Let's see if I can hit someone. Haha! Alright. Where's my Captain Planet? Plus, with all the detail and studding on the side panels, they make for a handy little display shelf for your minifigures. Overall, I would say it's a definite improvement over some of the previous TIE Fighter builds that you used to find back in the earlier days. It's got slightly more detail and curve to it rather than just a big old chunky block that doesn't look like it would fly anywhere. You can really shake this thing around too. It's nice and sturdy. The wings clip on really nice, so you don't have to worry about them flopping off, unlike some of the other ones that just... You got two little clone pilots here, buddy buddies. You have a first order officer here, complete with fur hat. And he does not want to focus. And then of course you've got Mr. Slender Rhino Man here, complete with awesome hat and rollerblades. Fancy. So, highly recommended set, if you don't already have it. It's a fun little build. It's not too time consuming, but it's definitely a lot more interesting and detailed than this old one. And it's not quite as clunky and blocky as you know, Vader's TIE here, especially on the wings, although of course you have to compensate for the fact that these ones have to bend in, but it's got a nicer kind of silhouette to it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little first video of mine, this first attempt. I hope I can learn how to keep things actually in frame and be a little bit more eloquent with my use of the English language. But until then...